Right now we're walking around the ocean side of the Bogliasco Foundation Villa, Palazzo. Came out of the entrance, and then we're going to walk down through the garden. Here's the driveway in. It's the front gate up there. Let's go down into the garden. Got some roses, white roses, red roses, pink roses. Looks like date palms. Bougainvillea. Lots of succulent type plants. Lots of agave. You can hear the train going by. It's a little picnic area, trellis with jasmine and a little fountain. It's very fragrant. Views out to the Ligurian Sea. This is the composer's studio. It's constructed out of that dry stone wall, so not using any cement, but it has an entire glass bay that looks out onto this terrace, out to the sea, and the roof structure is all wood. To note, this railing is, it looks like wood, but it's actually cement, concrete, that they put over rebar in sort of 3 stages. The rebar, and then a coating of cement, and then a third coat that is worked to look like wood, bark. So they put the knots in, and here they've even put 2 little birds, and then they paint it. Here we can see some of the typical colors of the Cinque Terre, this yellow, red, the blue of the agave and the cactus, and then the slate blue of the sea. That shows up on a lot of all those colors show up on the houses facades. The director of the Bogliasco Foundation was telling me that in their garden they try to bring in the colors of the sea, so to have blue flowers and the blue of the agave. Apparently it's very difficult because those blue flowering plants don't really like the salty sea air, and in the winter it can get a little chilly here. If we look back up, we can see the palazzo. Started out as a nice sunny day, but now an afternoon storm seems to be blowing in. It's gotten cloudy and cooler. Haven't felt any rain yet, but it's certainly windier. It's about 3:45 p.m. now. You can see these two semi-submerged rock formations. The second one above that and to the right is where a few years ago there was a landslide, and apparently the houses above it up there along the road, that's the main road, are still uninhabitable, but it looks like they're working on some concrete foundations down here along the shoreline. Right now we're looking west. Ivana was telling me when the sun sets, the sunlight comes through these portals, which used to be the drain holes for all the runoff from the garden. Apparently managing stormwater drainage is a big concern here, and these portals used to be the method for doing that. However, they're recently installing these grates. You can see these grates around, as well as up the hill, further up the hill, intermittently. That tunnel is where the train runs through, so the train goes right under a lot of these structures along the shoreline here. Here's an example of that dry stone masonry. This has a little bit of concrete in it. When they do repairs, they use concrete, but normally it's just stone wedged together, and supposedly it will last 70 years, even through earthquakes and heavy rain and freezing. They're repairing and renovating some of the steps here, so you can see here's a new grate. And up there they're also doing new examples of that wooden railing made out of concrete. Buongiorno. Apparently this year a lot of the agave are blooming. It takes them 30 to 40 years to bloom. They bloom once and then they die. This enormous husk in front of us is one of the agave that's bloomed and is now dead, and they're gonna save it and use it as an art piece. An artist is gonna work with it, and the agave blooms look like this. This is one immediately in front of us. That big spire with the branches at the top. There's a number around that are still blooming. This one here is dead. Here's the husk that here's an agave that's blooming.
Casino, caro Roby. Casino.
No. No, va bene. Here we are back at the top. There's another little leg that goes past where the two gardeners were. It just goes along a sort of grotto that's underneath the palazzo. Front of the house. This space they use for offices, and then there's a central hall that we saw at the beginning, and then studios and rooms. This little casino seems to be sort of a office space and garage. Lemon tree. There's what probably used to be the main gate. Now they use this one over here, but because this one leads in past this beautiful overlook to the sea and comes up to the front door, and that used to be the main gate. The dry stone masonry, although you can see it's been infilled with concrete in spots. So we're here back at the main entrance. The staircase is flanked by two lions. View of the garden from above. Enormous, beautiful glass door with sort of an Art Deco frame. Art Deco window grill. No, va bene. No, va bene. Sì.
Posso chiudere? camere? Sì, era su nelle camere lei?
No, no,
Ah,
no.
no, ok. Deve andare anche nelle camere?
No.
Ah, ok.